Hi, good morning. When you want to make your a dream project, a house, maybe a business center, so you buy a little plot of land and you don't start building the building yourself. You call for an architect. When the architect comes, the architect's first question to you is, what is it for? Is it your house? And if it is your house, will you have a working office? Or will it have only a place to stay? Or it'll be a holiday house? What kind of things am I looking for to do the planning? In other words, what's he asking you is, how do you visualize your house to become, or the property to become? How do you imagine it to be? Now, this is something, a beautiful gift, which you and I as a human being we have. We do utilize it unconsciously and some of us consciously, but really not effectively. Words create beautiful ambience, also destructive ambience. Your words, if somebody speaks to you very kindly, you feel very nice. Somebody says you're looking very smart, you're looking very good, you will see automatically you feel like looking at the mirror. Similarly, if somebody says, what happened today? You say, what? Nothing. No, nothing. Why are you saying it? Nothing. No, come on, tell me. You're not looking as smart as you always do. All day you're going to keep on thinking, my God. So the words create that disturbance in mind. Words can also create a powerful effect. But what I'm relating to now with the visualization, imagination, is which we are not aware of, is your thought. Your thoughts are very powerful, which you do not know. Your thoughts. You say, why did you say that? You say, nothing, I was just thinking. But you don't realize that every thought of yours goes out. In the Vedantic way, you have 3 nadis at the back. Notice your sensual organs are in the front, with which you enjoy. But the realization comes with visualization. You visualize, I want to become a good teacher. So you work hard at it, you get degrees with it, and you prepare your papers and submit, and you're declared as a good teacher. You visualize, I want to learn guitar, or I want to learn sitar. Or you visualize, you imagine, and you invite, let's have a Diwali party. I'm going to have on that particular day, invite my close friends and relatives. So you start preparing. You imagine, you visualize, you start preparing what? For sweets and cooking and dishes and buying things and decorations. And then you make it. What do? You realize it. You visualized it and you realize it. Thoughts are that powerful. Whatever you're doing today, that thought has come into play. But most often than not, you and I use it highly negatively. We call that worry. You know what is worrying? Worrying is meditating on the wrong aspects of life, your health, your finance, your relationship, anything. And most of us not, you and I, have been trained such a way, we first look at the faults of other people. And you know why we look at the faults of other people? Because first we look at the faults of ourselves. Somebody says, you spoke very well. You smile and you say thank you, but in your heart you are saying, I know I didn't do there and I didn't do there. So you're your best friend, you're also your worst enemy. And this enemy methodology is by your wrong thinking. So cleanse your thoughts. You will not have sickness or disease. What are these called? Called the mania? Where does it come from? Where does depression come from? So what is disease? Dis-ease. Easy, when you're easy, comfortable with your good thinking. You're having what? A sense of well-being. I'm good. How do you do that? By right thinking. How do you do the right thinking? It's not easy. So that's where is the ancient Vedantic methods. And you're not going to do it in one day like that. It is not take one spoon of something and you say, my headache is gone. It doesn't happen like that. You take out, sure, your headache will go with that medicine, but that's only superficially. What is the cause of the headache? Where is the root? Where is it coming from? When you look at it that way and plan, now you plan your thinking process. Every day you must do this process of realization through visualization, through right guided thinking. Who's going to do that? God has gifted you and me that power of imagination. You imagine, you pray. Have you noticed the great masters? The great masters have worshipped all over the world. The beautiful presentation ma'am talked about Asato ma satkamaya, meaning take us from unreal world to the real world. The world that you and I am living, where the sensual pleasures, the body and the property and the money and the sickness and disease, we think this is real. It's utter nonsense. It is not real. And that is what Vedanta says, take us to reality, to Satkamaya. Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya, take us from darkness to light. What is darkness? Ignorance, not knowing. So when you do not know, you do not know. So you don't act because you didn't know. And Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya, take us from death. Death is what? You say it's a reality. Sure it is. But what dies? Your body. You grow from a baby, you change to adulthood, and then you become old, and then you leave your body. But you are not dead. When you realize yourself through visualization, look at, is Buddha dead? Is Babaji dead? Is Jesus Christ, Muhammad, or Mahavir Jain, Guru Nanak, Guru Gobind Singh, or Swami Vivekananda, Paramahansa, Yogananda, Ramakrishna, are they dead? Is Mother Teresa dead? Now, the body is gone. And where the body is, you go and worship there also. No? So you and I could, through right visualization, imagination, guide our path. Why am I talking about this? You must be thinking, why is Dr. Ghosh talking about it? Deepavali and all these celebrations are in ancient Indian method, is to guide you. And Vedanta accepts called Sanatan Dharma. All religion is one. You may have a big pond, drinking water pond. You may have 6 or 10 different steps leading at different corners of the lake. One calls it jal, one calls it pani, one calls it tanni, one calls it water, and like that. So Vedanta says Sanatan Dharma, all religion is one. But all religion leads to what? Is Deepavali. What is that? Symbolically it is apparently a Hindu methodology, but it is not so. If you truly follow the essence of the religion, you will notice in all religion you bend down. Why? Because you have 7 chakras at the back on your spine. And it has got Ida, Pingala and Sushumna, 3 nerves, major nerve. And that is how if your spine gets hurt, your body gets paralyzed. Sushumna is the center nerve, which inside, few people are aware, has got three more nerves. They call Chitra, Vajra, and Brahmanadi. And that Brahmanadi, which is inside all of us, is connected straight to the cosmos, to the consciousness. Whatever you think, it goes out to the ether and it comes back to you as a result, called realization. Let's say you thought about, I want to have a baby. And nowadays, in 1 year, 2 year, 3 years time, you become a mother. You say, I want to buy a car. And you start planning. I want to buy a house. What is planning? Visualizations. And you're going ahead and making planning. Thought goes out into the ether and it comes back. Why send out bad thought, evil thought? I'm sick. Having migraine and I have this phobia. Utter nonsense. We don't have. We create it for ourselves. I had also created a lot of those things, just like you have done. All of us have done it. But I learned it, and today I'm almost absolutely clear. Still not completely. Lots to be done. You'll be surprised, I used to have thick lenses. Many of you have seen me wearing specs. Very high power. I don't have specs. And I prayed for it. I worked towards it. I couldn't speak. I didn't know how to talk. And though I was a combat pilot, I was good in flying, but I didn't know how to talk. I realized it one day. I don't know how to talk. So I started working at it. I visualized it. So if you start doing that, then what happens in the Deepavali linking it, your 7 chakras at the back, called Muladhara chakra at the bottom, it is essentially connecting you, the chakra energy, with the body and with inertia. That's how you say, 5 minutes more sleep. Who's working? Your Muladhara chakra is working. And next is Swadhisthana. Swadhisthana is your sexual energy, reproductive energy. And then is Manipura, which is against the navel at the back. Now generally, that is going with your food. So if you ask your maid or a lower class people, काम क्यों करते हैं? They will say, पेट के लिए. That means there at the navel and below. You understand? If I ask you, why do you work? You say, because I love teaching. I love children. The word comes from you. So you're a little above that. Where? Anahata chakra, heart. I love. You love to give a hug. And you love to receive a hug. Maybe not physically, but you love that words which oozes out, or the expressions. These are the lights. They're all lights. Chakra, light. That's why it is called row of light. This is the Vedantic meaning of the Deepavali. With Vishuddha chakra at the throat. And then he comes Muladhara, Agya chakra and Sahasradhara. When you attain these chakras, then your lower senses go away. And you, all the time, you will see the great saintly people, they're always thinking, everything nice. You feel like going and sitting with them. They don't tell you what's wrong with you. They say, like our grandmas, have you noticed grandmas, whenever you go and sit with them, she smiles. And she says, Aya hai, baat acha. And mother comes and says, do you know what's he doing these days? And she will come out with great lot of problem. Grandma will put her hand and he say, Theek ho jayega. She knows that eventually he will rise. Why don't we do it today? Start. You're talking about spending money for personal pleasure. I'm not saying don't do it. You know, the great masters, Vedanta doesn't talk about do not have possessions. In the earthly life, material world, you need the energy called money. Sure. But do not be possessed by possessions. That is wrong. That means a boat's job is to go across the river or the ocean. Boat's job is in the water. But don't let the water get into the boat. Yours and my job is to be in the samsara. Don't have to run away to Himalaya or in a cave or a jungle. You create that silence within, awaken the row of light. You could do it with a simple small actions. Think about an act of kindness. How can you go ahead and make some children happy? Maybe from rich children, but they have money. They don't have happiness. Maybe some poor children. They may have cravings. They might like to eat something. They might like to buy something. Help them. Maybe they would like to, if you don't like to spend money, it's okay. Sit with them. Tell them a story. 10, 15, 20 minutes of story. If you can awaken one person, that one person can, you never know, become Abdul Kalam. Heroes like that, or Narendra Modi. Where did they get the fire from? Some teacher. Maybe the mother, maybe the father, maybe a teacher, maybe a guru. Take on that and awaken this row of light. The other things which are there around us, they're symbolically rituals. Go ahead, use them, do them. You feel nice. Visualize. You must meditate. You visualize better. Meditation is the biggest pain in the neck. You know why? Why people don't like to meditate? Because the moment you say it, millions of thought comes to your mind. It's better to sit in front of a TV and watch a serial where you don't have to think, no? You're just looking at the TV and you say, very nice acting. You're not thinking. The moment you sit down, you have to close your eyes and you have to go within. And you know what happens? Junk comes up. And you say, no, I don't want to see the junk. Quickly open your eyes. No, unless you clear that, the lights are not going to rule. You will clear it. Every one of us will do it. Whether it is in this birth and another 400 births, that choice is yours today. So you choose and you react. Evaluation is coming up. Prepare yourself well. Visualize. Actualize by making it realized dream. You think, the other day we had the 10th standard, wonderful organization by Jaya ma'am and her team, through co-team, and Shada ma'am and I, we were there. One of the father was saying, it's so wonderful, we're so happy. And he said, but after Dr. Ghosh, what? So I said, sir, if you think it is Dr. Ghosh has done this show, it is not true. I don't even know what has happened. It is Shada ma'am, Jaya ma'am, and the whole team has done it. I don't even know even the one bit of it. I told him, this is your fear, your anxiety, wrong thinking, you understand? So I said, tell me, when Henry Ford, he said, I'm going to create a car, people laughed at him. He said, how are you going to move? Are you going to pull it with a string? Are you going to put a horse underneath the hood so that it will run? They couldn't understand something called an engine. Henry Ford is not there. So Disney is not there, but the Disney world is blooming. Swami Vivekananda is not there, but there is Ramakrishna mission everywhere spread. So why can't you and I leave behind mark, all of us put together? Let's do it. And people might think, after so-and-so who? No one is indispensable on this universe. No one. But you and I have to create and leave that energy as a gift. So in this Diwali, make giving as your best principle. And when you give, automatically you will receive in abundance. So much you wouldn't know. Giving and receiving with grace. Remember, we love to give. We think Dhanam is a good idea. We know that. All of us love to give. But we forget that learning to receive with respect is equivalent to giving. Vedanta, it says, if you do not know how to receive with respect, you do not know how to give. So when somebody comes and gives you something, you be respectful, because who is receiving? Who is you? It is not you. What is true is the supreme consciousness within you, which is the God seed. He is receiving it. Who is giving it? It's not a person. It's not a friend or a relative. It is the God himself is giving you. So God is giving, God is receiving. Where are you and I? You receive, you be the recipient with grace and say, thank you, God, for what you have. There was an accident, it reminds me, in New York, and everybody was passing by. The guy had a bad hit and run. But one person stopped the car and he got out and he knelt down next to him and he started praying. He was a Christian gentleman. He prayed to Lord Jesus, please grant this man his life again. You've been known to create miracles. I just know that you can if you want to. You know, that man was taken to the hospital. 2 hours later, he became pretty good. Another weeks of hospitalization, he was okay. So that one person prayed, did the help, isn't it? Otherwise, he would have died. I was lying in a pool of blood. I was very young. Must be around 18 or 20. I was driving a Royal Enfield bike and driving with the hands folded up like a stupid cow with helmet. I borrowed it that day. I never used to wear helmet. And those days Ring Road in Delhi was totally empty. There was nothing. Miles and miles and miles. I was driving merrily. I saw far away, 5-6 kilometers away, there was a bullock cart going. So with my legs, I gently guided the bike and I was going past the bullock cart. I didn't see it was carrying bamboos. One bamboo, instead of down like this, it was across. And that bamboo hit my leg. And my leg got chopped off. And I went flying. I didn't even know what hit me. I went flying down to the motorbike and I was very athletic, very fit. I went rolling down. I was little ahead of the bike. Bike was right behind. And I was conscious. And as I tried to get up, I found something was hanging. I tried to see and I saw the helmet is totally cracked into two. If I wasn't wearing a helmet, I would have been dead that day. As I tried to get up, I put on the weight on the right foot, and as I tried to put on the weight on the left foot, I fell down. And I suddenly realized I don't have a leg. Bullock cart guy, oldish man, came with his dirty turban. He was covering up my leg. I said, don't put it there. And then people were passing by. Nobody would stop. 2 hours I was lying in a pool of blood and lot of pain. One car stopped. I didn't even know how to pray those days. Honestly, I didn't pray. God took care. This car stopped. They had 7 daughters, mother, and 1 maid. And the gentleman who was driving, he came out and he said, are you okay? I said, not really. I need to go to a hospital. He said, I'll take you. I said, how will you take me with so many? He said, don't worry. They'll manage something. He put everybody outside, told the wife, please take him at the back seat. I was bleeding profusely. As they were picking me up, I said, do you mind picking up my leg? He said, sir, it is chopped off. I said, please pick it up. They picked up my leg, brought me. He said, which hospital? I said, military hospital. He said, you're from military? I said, yeah, I'm from Indian Air Force. He said, really? I'm also from Indian Air Force. See how we got connected? He took me there. My leg got repaired. I'm walking. Otherwise, I would have had an amputation. Yeah? I wish you good luck. Be kind to someone. Thank you. Love you very much.